Hi everyone, thank you all so much for tuning in, and welcome back. This video is made possible by THQ Nordic, as they were really kind enough to send me the uncompressed original score for Cosmic Shake, so I could show the tracks off to you guys. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So with the original score for the game, it consists of 3 distinct layers. You have the base layer, the battle layer, and the movement layer. The base layer will play most of, if not all the time, as it's the main layer and will play regardless of the situation you're in. The battle layer will play in situations where you attack enemies, and then it will fade out once you either defeat the enemies or walk away. Then the movement layer plays when you do something like go down a slide or swing from a hook, hence the movement name. So all 3 layers are pretty self-explanatory when it comes to their intended purpose. Now, in terms of the background behind the music's composition, I have spoken to Tim Borquez, who led the production on the original score. From him, I have found out that the score was composed entirely by Anderson Alden, Aaron Kaplan, and Jake Boring. Tim just oversaw the production and supervision of the music, and Jimmy Levine initially recommended the 3 composers to Tim in the first place, which is why they're all listed in the credits, despite Tim and Jimmy not actually composing for the game at all. One thing I found out is that Aaron Kaplan composed 1 track for the game, and that ended up being the hub theme. Even though it's 1 track, I thoroughly enjoy listening to it, and I'm very happy on how it turned out, seeing as it's basically the game's main theme. Anderson Alden and Jake Boring handled the rest of the soundtrack, and I'm honestly really happy with how well a brand new SpongeBob game soundtrack has been handled. For that, we have Tim to thank for supervising the music all the way through, as well as Jimmy for recommending a really talented bunch to take this project head on. Something that I feel that is strongly overlooked in games is the soundtrack, and how different a game would be without music, or with different music entirely. One of Cosmic Shake's defining features is the music, as it just slots in perfectly with previous games like BFBB, Movie Game, Creature from the Krusty Krab, and Atlantis. Here's a quick look at some of the music, untouched directly from the publishers exclusively for me to show you guys. The piece of music I'll show you guys will be Wild West Jellyfish Fields, just because it's my favourite. So here we have the intro track, the bass track, the battle track, as well as the movement track. So what we'll do is we'll start off with the intro, and then obviously it will fade into the bass, and I'll add the battle and movement layers, so you can kind of see how it's supposed to go. With this soundtrack, it's really nice to be able to put it on the same pedestal as the previous games, and it's clear that a lot of passion has been put into it. While I've been listening to the high quality files directly from THQ Nordic, I have noticed a difference in terms of quality in comparison to the game rips of this game's music. So I do hope that they end up releasing an OST on Steam. I do, however, wonder whether the music would have been done by a different team if the BFBB stereo music wasn't dug up or talked about. It is a strong possibility, but that's just something we'll never know. I just want to give a big thank you to THQ Nordic, as they really didn't have to give me this music to show off to you guys, but the fact that they were willing to hand over the music and say, hey, you know, you can use this for content and stuff, it really just makes me so incredibly happy that they would, you know, kind of say yes to me. It just gives me that warm fuzzy feeling inside, you know, because I've been on this subject for a few years now at this point, and to be in direct contact with the publishers and to be privileged enough to be able to do this for you all, it just makes me so damn happy and incredibly proud of this amazing community which is just behind all the SpongeBob game music. It's not just the console ones, it's also the PC games, the GBA stuff, the DS games, you know, any SpongeBob game, you name it, there is a community behind the music of it, and it's nice to almost be at the centre of that, you know. It's a feeling like nothing else, and it's you guys that make that possible. So, from me to you guys, thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to either leave a like or tell me what you enjoyed about it. And for now, I'll see you all in the next one.